I mean, like 2 weeks ago, I had a client with a property in Hamilton. We were putting in an offer. There were 28 offers on this place.
Wow.
It wasn't severely underpriced. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was just like, oh man, are we back to this now? Um,
Holy. Alrighty. Hey guys, Alex Slate here from Trying Mortgages. This is going to be a part of our property analysis series. I have a special guest on the episode to talk about the real estate market right now in Canada, specifically in the Hamilton area, Hamilton GTA. He specializes in that area, so I'm really excited to have him on. If you don't know who I am, I'm a mortgage agent with Trying Mortgages. We specialize in home financing, refinancing, debt consolidation, and equity takeouts. So, no further ado, Gavin Chapman, thank you very much for joining.
oh, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Right on. So tell us a little bit about your background, and then we'll get into the question.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started in full-time real estate. I guess this would be going into my fourth year. Last year was a phenomenal year. I know, it was crazy for everybody, but I had amazing clients, amazing referrals, and I ended up in the top 10% for Royal LePage State in all of Canada.
Yeah.
So that was really special because you know, I do everything hands on. I don't have a team. I don't have, if you call me, you call Gavin Chapman Real Estate, you're getting me. My whole catchphrase is keep it real. So
Yeah.
that I'm the guy showing up on showings on the Harley Davidson. So it was really special to get to that point, and it's all because of my clients and the people that that work with me.
Cool. And what I really appreciate about Gavin, guys, is like, he loves his clients. When I see you posting stuff, I really appreciate that. You're gonna get somebody who actually fights for you. So
That's
that's
awesome. Thank you.
that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it becomes very much a family, and it's very rare that I've worked with anybody that I haven't become friends with personally. So it's very
Exactly.
cool. Very lucky that way. Very lucky.
So how did you get started in the real estate business then?
Yeah, I had been working at the hospital, at St. Joseph's Hospital, for about 8 years, and it was it was. I loved my job. I loved what I was doing, but I had a sense of ennui, I guess, a sense of bored, almost like an existential crisis.
Yeah.
I needed something more, and it was actually my wife that suggested, every job I've ever had, I've gotten in trouble for talking too much. So why don't you find a job where they want you to talk? And she had suggested real estate. And
Yeah.
this was a year, maybe a year and a half before everything went crazy. So
Hmm.
it was really taking a chance. But I had a mortgage, we had two kids,
Hmm.
and I kind of just went headfirst into hell with it. I teamed up with a family friend, and he kind of introduced me to the game, and the rest is history. It was off to the races from there.
Right on. Wow, cool story. And yeah, I think it's always important to have that person that you could jump in with and sort of
Mentors are
learn the ropes.
huge.
Yeah. Yeah. So what have you been seeing, I guess, this year right now compared to even 6 months ago?
Yeah, it is honestly. You could have said it. It's almost at this point month by month now. What's going to
Yeah.
happen? For the last year, we've seen a huge slowdown,
Hmm.
and it was awful for some people, especially people who kind of listed right at the edge of the tipping point, and then when it came down, those people got hit hard, understandably. But
Yeah.
that's how it goes, right? You never anybody who says they know for certain is selling something certainly. You
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
know what's going to
Right.
happen. So now it's been very slow for the past
Hmm.
year. There wasn't a lot of movement on either side, not a lot of buyers, not a lot of sellers. Just in the last month,
Hmm.
I've been seeing it's kind of coming back now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and I don't know if it will ever be as crazy as it was. And I mean, better than anybody, like so much of the prices is determined by those interest rates,
That's
right? And
right.
as soon as they held there,
Mhm.
they didn't go up anymore. Boom!
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we saw buyers again. And now, I mean, like 2 weeks ago, I had a client with a property in Hamilton. We were putting in an offer. There were 28 offers on this place.
Wow.
It wasn't severely underpriced. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was just like, oh man, are we back to this now? Um,
Holy.
just a few days ago, Cayuga, kind of by the Caledonia area. Regular home, regular listing, and
Yep.
it had 9 offers on it. We're seeing bidding wars again. We're seeing the offers being held, and I think that interest rate hold. I think that
Hmm.
brought people back out again. You know what I mean? And all those buyers that have been waiting the last year,
Yep.
they don't want that seesaw to come back. So now they're coming now, which I advise. I advise.
Yeah, I mean, is there any like strategy around that, or is it just you have to sort of go and have your numbers and budget available?
Yeah, so, when it comes to I had devised a pretty good strategy for the people who wanted nothing to do with bidding wars. I don't wanna
Okay,
say it because I don't want anybody to take it, but,
that's
if you
fine.
wanna know, if you're a
Guys,
buyer and you wanna know, reach out to me.
there you
Um,
go. There
it
you
was a
go.
pretty crafty little way to kinda avoid the bidding wars, so,
Mm,
there's that, but other than that, it's be realistic when your real estate agent, whoever it is, tells you that, like, that they're holding offers, there's probably going to be a bidding war. We're saying this out of experience because we're so war torn from that 2 years of madness. You know
yes,
what I mean?
yes,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, for
we're
sure.
very used to it. And for the people, my biggest thing, what I say to people, and it's always, you take it with a grain of salt because I'm the
Hmm.
I'm the sleazy real estate agent, but it's, if you can buy,
Yeah.
buy, right? Don't more is lost to indecision than making the wrong decision, always,
Yes.
because
Yes.
that pendulum will swing, and you will regret not buying when you had the chance. So waiting for
Hmm.
that perfect peak opportunity, rarely does it ever work out in your favor.
Yes. It's like the saying, paralysis by analysis, right? You,
Exactly, I love
you,
that.
you're not gonna, you're never gonna time it 100% perfect, but that's how life works, right? Nothing is
If
ever
you
timed
The
100%
best
perfect.
time
So
to buy is right friggin' now, if you can. Right?
exactly,
That's
exactly.
You find something you like that feels right, that feels like home, and your real
Yep.
estate agent is telling you there's potential. Buy
Hmm.
it, right? Get in there.
Yes. And also, we tell our clients is what's best for you and your family, right? If you have 2 or 3 kids and you're having another child and the house no longer suits you, well, then you have to upgrade. And maybe you don't have to, but maybe you should, right? So it's
Absolutely.
whatever is best for you and your family at this time. At the same time, people who are retiring might need downsize, right? What's best for their family? Moving to a smaller home. So you have to look at your situation and you just realize that especially in real estate, whatever you buy it, you're going with the cycle. So if you're buying high and the market goes down and now you're selling, you're also buying low when it's selling low. That's the cycle, right?
Exactly. And it's very, it's that double-edged sword. It's, yeah, when prices are low or interest rates are low,
Yeah.
everybody's out buying, right? So now there's competition, which, it's going to bring things like it's never going to be perfect. There's
No.
pros and cons to both sides of things,
Yeah.
and like, that's why I say just get in when you can. Once you're in the store, they can't boot you
Mhm.
out. There's no bouncer at the door, right? So just get in the store and then you're
Sure.
in.
So true, man. So true. Now, what are you forecasting from? Because I do like these stories you're telling about the 28 offers or 20 plus offers. I've anecdotally been hearing that, and I do feel even on our end things are picking up quite a bit. Um, what do you expect going forward?
I feel so. I like reading the stats and everything. And again, I know, unless you have a crystal ball, you don't know for sure.
Yep.
RBC is saying right now, which I'm sure you're for, like, you
Hmm.
probably know much more than me, but RBC just said that their prediction is that prices will drop 13% in 2023, but is going
Hmm.
to go back up another 3% come 2024. So I think we've probably seen pretty close to how low things are going to get. I think
Yeah.
we're starting to see that, and by the end of this year, definitely next year, I think we're going to start to see some madness again. You know what I mean? I think
Hmm.
we're pretty much in a balanced market right now, and we're going to
I
start
think
sliding
so.
into that seller's market again.
Yes, yes. Have you been hearing of? Because I know the GTA. I was doing some research this week about what prices were doing, and it was only GTA, but I do think GTA represents a lot of the major cities in Canada. But I know the GTA, like just over the past 5 months, has seen a 14% increase.
Wow.
Are you seeing people either moving out of Hamilton, Caledonia, Cayuga, these areas back to Toronto, or are you still seeing people move to from there to Hamilton?
Definitely not seeing the crowds coming from Toronto to Hamilton that we did.
Mm,
I mean, there was, I think, the highest percentage at one point. It was something like 37% of the sales in Hamilton were people from Toronto, and
wow.
that was at the peak.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I don't see that anymore. I don't see them coming in droves anymore.
Mhm.
So I'd be very interested to see if that will kind of return to what it was,
Yeah.
because really it's been so stagnant. Everything has just been stagnant. It's been,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's hard to make a trend when there's no ripples in the water, right? So it's just been
Sure.
I think this will be the beginning of the trend moving into next year now, where things are kind of on the rise again.
Yes, I agree. And specifically with interest rates, if we see interest rates start to come down or even hold, because realistically, even if it goes up another 0.25, it's only downwards from here, right?
I
We
agree.
can't go too much higher, even if it's another half, another 0.25. It's probably downwards from here for the next 2 to 3 years. And generally speaking, home prices are inversely connected to interest rates. Interest rates go
Completely,
up, home prices come down, and vice
completely.
versa.
And
So
I think the second we see a drop, it's going to
yeah,
be open fire again, right? Like
yeah,
you're going to see the madness, and then
yeah,
it's all the people that were waiting, saying, "Oh, I should have bought last month." You know what I mean? And that's always how it goes.
yeah. Now, in terms of if you had any, I don't know if you had any listings right now. What's the strategy for selling? Is that what people are starting to do again? The holding offers, or
Yeah, I don't like holding offers. I mean, in the peak, you kind of didn't really have another choice.
yeah,
Um, there is obviously there is strategy to it. There is it just it's always seemed sneaky to me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
just me. I don't disrespect anybody who does it. And
yeah,
again, during the peak, it's funny because before everything went crazy, it kind of used to be like a side of the mouth suggestion when you were listing, right? Like,
hmm,
so list at the price you want, maybe a little bit more. It's going to sit. We negotiate the same old, same old.
sure,
Or we can list a bit lower and hold offers. And people would say, I'm not listing my home lower. No way. Right?
that's
Like,
right.
what are you nuts? Once
Yeah,
everything went crazy, all of a sudden clients would say, well, we're going to list low and hold offers, right? Like that became the norm
yes,
where,
yes,
you used to get looked at like you were nuts when you'd suggest it. So right now it's kind of up in the air. Some
hmm,
people want to do it, some people don't. I personally don't like it because it leaves too much. When you list at what you want or
hmm,
more, you're getting the real people coming in. And yeah, I know
mm,
like the offers can drive it up and everything, but sometimes it backfires where, people see the bidding war. People are
yeah,
so, tired and like a beaten dog when they see that and they
hmm,
say, I don't even want to get involved in that. Next, I'm having it happen to me now where
yeah,
people are sending me homes and I'm saying, they're holding offers. No, next, no interest, don't want
right
to do
away,
it. So at what point do you shoot yourself in the foot and now where exposure is everything, all those
right.
eyes are off of you now.
That's right. That's right. I've always said, and I don't know how realistic this is, but when you look at the stock market or you look at just general auctions, everybody knows what everybody else is offering. I've always said what they should do is everyone who wants to put an offer, go to the driveway and you do an auction right there, right?
I love
Because
it.
that this way you don't know. It's like you do. Did they really offer 200,000 more, or is that what just the selling agents say?
I
Not to say
completely
that
agree.
agents are lying, but I'm sure it does happen, right? Where it's like,
Humans
oh,
lie, right?
exactly, exactly. So I was like, well, why don't they just do it? You go into the house and you actually just do a bidding war right there.
Open offers. There is a contingency of agents who are very supportive of open offers,
Yeah,
and I'm definitely one of them. I believe let's remove the sneakiness. Let's remove it. Let's if you want to do like you said an auction, let's do an auction. I'll hire a guy with the voice. You know what I mean? Like let's do it. That would
right.
to me it makes sense.
Exactly, exactly. So, all right. Well, that's I think a good rundown of sort of what's happening and what I think. I personally do think the market is going to continue to increase as well, just based on all the signals, right? Nobody has a crystal ball, like you said, but interest rates are likely going to stay steady or come down. Demand is just increasing, right? We have a lot of immigration happening. We have a lot of people who are just looking to move, like the people looking back to go to Toronto. Um, Affordability, people seem to be still affording their homes. Like it's not like what we thought was going to happen, where people can't afford the mortgages, so now all of a sudden there's going to be a bunch of listings. We haven't really seen that. So
Not at
unless
all.
unless those things change, it's likely we're going to see. I wrote it in my article this week. It's like unless those things change, why do we think home prices are going to go down, and right, or at least stay steady? So
Yeah, I completely agree. And for buyers, my my first thing I say to them always is,
yeah,
have you spoken to a mortgage broker?
mm,
Just like you guys, I always joke. I say you guys are the best kept secret in real estate.
yeah,
The first thing I always get back is, "Oh, how much do they cost?" No, dude, they're free, right? Like
that's
it's
right.
free person. And the old way was, I go to my bank and I get a mortgage. That bank is going to show you that bank's rates. Get the
Yeah.
mortgage broker; they're going to show you all the rates, right? So
Yeah.
for buyers, you guys are a gold mine of free information and support. So it's always and Alex isn't paying me to say this. This is something I've said in
Yeah.
my own videos. It's
Right.
the best kept secret in real estate, mortgage brokers. So they are the number one fighter for you
Yeah.
to affordability.
I agree 100%. I do appreciate you even saying that. Like even in my own story of, I used to work in one of the large financial institutions, and the reason I left was, well, first off, I wanted to focus specifically on mortgages, but also like the level of care even I was able to give was not what I can give now. Right? I
Right.
was restricted by so many things. Not to say that banks are bad by any means, but it's just like, in a bank, am I able to get back to you in 5, 10 minutes like I am now? No, because I was always in appointments, or they had me doing something up at the tellers or whatever like that, right? But there's all these things that sort of restricted, and I was like, once I got over here, I've never, thankfully, never been able to not get somebody approved. So it's
Exactly. The
yeah,
relationship becomes much more personal at that point.
that's like you said before, you become like friends and family with people.
Exactly. So that,
That's
like we, mortgage brokers, agents, we work very well with each other because at the end of the day, we
yeah,
have the same goal. So
exactly. So, in terms of yourself, where can people reach you? What's the best way to, if they want to use your services, and
yeah,
what's the
I always suggest to people first and foremost, check out my Facebook, Gavin Chapman Real Estate.
Mhm.
I post a ton of videos of me just kind of talking like I am now, and see if
Yeah,
you like my vibe, right? Be it me or somebody else, the most important thing you can do when looking for an agent is, this person is going to have a monumental sway on arguably one of the biggest decisions of your life. Make
yeah,
sure you vibe with them. Make sure you trust them. Make sure you like them as a person. Would
mhm,
you feel comfortable messaging this person at 2 in the morning when you're having a panic attack? Or does that person, kind of, I don't want to message them till the morning because they're very 9 to 5. And, so check me out on Facebook, Gavin Chapman Real Estate, or just add my personal account, Gavin Chapman. You see what I look like right now,
yeah,
and get a hold of me that way. Or you can email me at gavinchapman@royallepage.ca. But again, I highly recommend checking out the videos, checking out my stuff, making sure you
yeah.
like the cut of my jib, because at the end of the day, we're going to get very, very close. And you're going to trust me with something very, very important. So I want you to know exactly what you're getting.
That's huge. That's huge. I would follow him just for his video. Just let everyone know. He's got great
Dad
videos.
jokes.
Yeah. They're really good. They're always entertaining. So, I'll put all the links in the description and stuff like that. If anybody has questions, yeah, reach out. YouTube, definitely like, subscribe, comment on this video as well, and you can follow us as well. TradingTrueMortgages.ca. You can find our website. It has all our social media there. So, thank you very much, Gavin. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.